I have Cynthia here who has lost 100 pounds since she did her ESG procedure back in January.
Biggest impacts was being able to see face to face somebody who did it. I hadn't seen him maybe in about 4 months, and I had to do a double take. And even though I knew him, I didn't know him like that. I was like, do I ask him, are you okay? But he knew that I wanted to ask, so he was just there smiling, literally. And I said, are you okay? And then he was like, oh yeah, why? What do you mean? And then he was like, I was like, you look amazing. You were great before, but you look amazing. Oh yeah, I lost 70 pounds in 7 weeks. And I was like, what? And he was traveling at the time. I was like, where do I have to go? Where am I booking my flight to? He said, no, I went to Queens and Dr. Batash. And I was like, okay, I need the information now. I remember it was December 30th of 2022, sorry, it's 23 now, 2022. And I literally called the next day. I made my appointment, and on the 3rd, I met with Dr. Batash, and I was more than excited. I had already tried to lose weight. I was going to the gym. I was working out, eating healthy, so they say. But something was missing. And I was just like, you know what? Let's do it. What do I have to lose? Literally, there's nothing. The only thing I have to lose is what I want to lose. When I spoke to Dr. Batash, that was literally the icing on the cake. The good, healthy cake.
And the rest is history, right?
Yes, yes.
What was your mindset while preparing for the procedure, right? How did you feel while preparing for the procedure?
Preparing for the procedure, there was honestly nothing negative. It was just me telling myself, like, there's nothing to lose. It was extremely, I didn't even know the depth of the procedure to the T. Obviously, I didn't, like, I knew about it. I knew that it wasn't as invasive, but it's not the same as hearing it and actually going through it. So I just kept telling myself, like, it's not that serious, It's like I had an endoscopy back a couple of years ago because I had some pain, and they discovered that they wanted to do the endoscopy. I was like, it's the same thing, and it was literally the same thing. So I was preparing for it. It was just, you got this, and it's all in your mind. And just I'm very grateful that I have a very, very supportive immediate family. My husband and my mother, they were just like, yes, let's do it. If you want to do it, let's go for it. We'll be here for you. And honestly, it has been the best decision that I have made.
That's so good to hear. And you're right, that support group in your life is really, really important.
Yeah.
When you were entering the procedure room, like, how did you feel? What was going through your mind?
I was ready. I was a little I was like, oh God, like, we do put the anesthesia. So that was my biggest thing. But I've never had any issues with anesthesia. I've had 2 C-sections. And, I was just like, it's all in your mind. It's all also in your heart. So it's like, what do you believe? My thing is God. So I was like, if it's meant to happen, this is it. I'm here because God put me in this path, and I was more than ready. So I just put everything onto him.
And then all the cards fell in place, right?
Oh, yes.
So then what were the first couple of days after the procedure like? What were some obstacles that you have encountered, if any?
I'm going to be honest, like, I haven't encountered any. The support here is amazing. So I have the support at home, even though, like, I don't live, I'm 32 years old. I have 2 kids, my husband, we have businesses. I don't live at home. So even though my mom supports me, like, whenever we're together, that's good. But then also knowing that I have that little extra with Coach Cindy with the On Track program is like, I said icing on the cake before, but this is even better than that. It's like amazing. Every month, I honestly look forward to meeting with her. This morning I was thinking, like, oh, I'm at the 6-month mark. I'm like, it's almost done, but I'm like, I don't know, like, I'm gonna find a way to keep it going after the year, because it's like that little push. It's like I'm gonna talk to her. She's gonna ask me what's changed, how do I feel. So that really motivates me in specific to just like keep going and keep going. So that is definitely, the support here is definitely a lot of help.
That's awesome. So then how would you say, going on that note, right, your experience with Dr. B, Dr. Batash, and the staff here in the office?
If I could come here every week, I would. To be honest with you, I mean, it took me an hour to get here. It was a little stressful because it was traffic and I was like, oh my God. But if I could come here every week, I would. So if you're hiring, let me know.
We'll always need ambassadors for our patients. That's awesome. Okay, then finally, is there any advice that you would give to future patients? What would you say to a prospective patient that's considering the procedure?
I would say do it. I would say whoever, whatever you believe in, put your heart to them and let them be the guide. I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. Me gaining weight, me being 318 pounds on January 23rd, the day of my procedure, it was meant to happen. I was working out, you know, my children, they're 13 and 6 years old. They saw an immediate change. Maybe on the third week, I was like, hey, let's go out to Dave & Buster's on a Sunday. My daughter, I'll never forget it, and I don't want to cry. She was like, are you serious? We're going to go out on a Sunday? And I was just like, yeah, let's go out, because I just felt so amazing. And I knew that even though I had only been 3 weeks out, that it was literally like the beginning of the rest of my life. It honestly, it's not cliche. It's not like me saying it, but ironically, I remember January 22nd is like Lunar New Year. I don't even know what that means, but that was my birth. That day was my birth, because I do not regret it. Everybody that asks me, everybody that tells me like, what are you doing, because they see it, I tell them, because I don't want anybody to feel the way that I felt. I was always smiling. I was businesswoman, always working, always mom, doing what I had to do. But the feeling that I had inside because of that weight, I don't want anybody to feel that. I don't want anybody to feel sad or feel inferior. You know, I've been with my husband for 15 years, and even though, you know, it's been great, I felt like I wasn't enough. So just that, and seeing the change in my children, because they see the change in me. My daughter literally almost every week tells me how proud she is of me. Like that really has no price. If I had to do it again, I would do it. I'm not gonna do it because, you know, I have a lot of help with Coach Cindy, and she's really guiding me and helping me to put my mind in the right place. So, because, you know, it can go either way, but we ourselves, we have to put our part. And if you're considering it, just do it. If you can do it, do it. If you can't, find a way.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
really appreciate
you.
that.